Joe Biden would love if you just forgot about the time when he flexed his muscle as Obama's vice president and got a Ukrainian prosecutor fired. The same one who was looking into the Ukrainian energy company Burisma his son Hunter was on the board of.
I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
But that SOB that Biden got fired isn't going to be silent. Former Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin spilling the beans to Brian Kilmeade in an exclusive interview. Shokin believes Joe Biden and his son Hunter took bribes.
I do not want to deal in unproven facts, but my firm personal conviction is that, yes, this was the case. They were being bribed. The fact that Joe Biden gave away $1 billion in U.S. money in exchange for my dismissal, my firing, isn't that alone a case of corruption?
The White House claiming Shokin's lying. But you can be the judge of that. Kilmeade's must-see interview is airing tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern on One Nation. And as the liberal media is starting to see the light on Biden family corruption, The Atlantic putting out this article which admits that it now seems quite likely that Hunter Biden broke some laws. Are you going to be watching at 8 o'clock Eastern, One Nation, Jessica?
Absolutely. I think that everyone should. I think it's really important to hear from all sides on these kinds of things.
Call up to the committees who are...
That's
not answering any questions. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, I don't get what that's a reference to, but Viktor Shokin, though, is not the most reliable narrator for such an event, and he's not under oath. He's just doing an interview, and he should go and testify before committees under oath if he has a real story to tell there. But all of the evidence refutes what we saw in that little preview of the interview. Biden fired Viktor Shokin with the support of the entire European Union, the International Monetary Fund, the Ukrainian parliament, all voted to kick him out because the guy wasn't doing his job. He wasn't investigating corruption.
You know who wasn't into firing him, though? The Obama administration. The Obama administration said, yeah, they weren't so corrupt, we can keep them there.
That's not true,
Sure
and it was Joe Biden's purview.
It is true.
Viktor Shokin's deputy, a guy named Vitaly Kasko, has even confirmed that he wasn't investigating. Burisma, Marie Yovanovitch, our own U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, George Kent, all confirmed it. If you think that the entirety of the international community cares enough about Hunter Biden's $50,000 a month to keep someone in an office...
Why would Joe Biden want him gone, then?
Because he wasn't doing his job. Because
why doesn't Joe Biden care about other prosecutors? Why does he care about this one guy on his son's company?
Why would he want him gone, Jessica?
Why he would want him gone because he was hired to investigate corruption and he was not doing so.
So he wanted Burisma investigated.
He did, actually, and that's, I think you forget, what a great segue. So when Devin Archer testified before the Oversight Committee, that's exactly what he said. He was being asked about this, Viktor Shokin's role. He told them that he was, quote, good for Burisma. And then he agreed with the statement that Shokin didn't pursue corruption investigations against Burisma's owner. You should watch it. It's the exchange with Dan.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. Read the transcript. Dan Goldman was the one that was asking questions.
Victoria Nuland, who was the State Department's top point person on Ukraine,
I know she is,
said that Shokin was doing a good job fighting crime. John Kerry was saying the same thing, that Shokin specifically was doing a good job fighting corruption. And this is in June of 2015. All of a sudden, in January of 2016, Shokin is corrupt, and Joe Biden says he's got to go. Now, the fact is that the Obama State Department was in favor of Shokin because everybody knew there was corruption going on in Ukraine. That's why Shokin was hired. Poroshenko put him in there to make sure that he prosecuted corruption. And when he got too close to Burisma, that they wanted to bring to the United States to do business, that's when they said, Joe, you got to come in here and save this country, this company, or your son. I'm not finished. In 20, what did you say?
You said I wasn't finished, and I said, well, you cut me off, and now go ahead and finish, and then I'll reply.
All right, in 2016, all of a sudden, the prosecutor, who's so wonderful to the State Department, everyone's so grateful he's there, all of a sudden now that Hunter Biden just gets on the board, everybody's like, he's got to go.
And if you're dangling $1 billion, don't you think that billion might be able to force the prosecutor to investigate Burisma? Why do you need a whole new prosecutor? Why couldn't you just tell him to investigate this company?
And Jessica, your pushback when it comes to Shokin and Burisma in particular seems to be a firewall set up to make sure this doesn't come back to Joe Biden. Clearly, as Jesse pointed out in the introduction, there seems to be a growing realization across the media landscape that Hunter was up to ugly business, not just in Ukraine, in China, and everywhere else, that Air Force Two served, as Jesse has reported on throughout this week, as essentially a taxi service for Hunter Biden's businesses. And it takes a imaginary leap, a huge creative leap, to think that Joe Biden was at least ignorant, if not involved, in all of the ongoings with this taxi service. Sure, I'll take you to Serbia. Sure, I'll take you to Spain. Sure, I'll take you to China. Sure, I'll take you to Canada. What are you doing when you get there, son? I don't know, Dad.
It's amazing. I have never said that I don't think that Hunter could be guilty of wrongdoing. What I have said consistently, and people have been pushing various members of these committees on this, and Sandra, you've done it on your own show. Where are the payments?
Jason Smith, the chairman of the House Ways and Means, was on our program today.
Where are the payments?
And
$20 million they already found.
So why wouldn't the president, if there's no wrongdoing, why not encourage Congress to turn over any information that they had? Jason Smith made the point on our show today, and I read verbatim, "We have been stonewalled." He said, "This is a pattern we are seeing over and over. They are stalling any revelations that they can possibly provide to the committee in regards to how the Justice Department blocked the prosecution of the president's son." When you've lost the Atlantic, to your point, the headline in the Atlantic, it now seems quite likely that Hunter Biden broke laws. They're saying, as tenderly as a father may love his struggling son, the president can do better than parrot the nothing wrong chorus. At what point are they going to say, you know what, we've got to start talking. We've got to encourage providing answers to these questions.
Hunter Biden breaking laws and Joe Biden breaking laws are very different. No one cares about Hunter Biden. They don't.
He's an accessory, Jessica. He's taken him all over the world, and all of his entire family's getting
Well, I look
$1
forward to his mugshot then. Hope that it's stern.
Okay.
We'll find out.
He's a very handsome man.
He is a handsome
man. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.